Hello, my name is Jason Williams, and I will be here as your guide as we talk about why andragogy. So many of you may be wondering, how can we improve our new hire training by adopting an andragogical model for instruction? That is what we're going to discuss today. There are many different concepts for you to understand, and we are just going to scratch the surface. The purpose of today's lesson is to really allow you to understand the new concepts and to start thinking about ways that we can improve our new hire strategy here at the Care Center. As you know, we are always looking for new associates, and we are looking for new ways to train those associates. Each season we come up with new and creative ways to think outside of the box and to approach things differently. I feel that taking a new approach is going to help us get better results, allow our associates to feel more comfortable in the environment and more quickly adapt to the new system, and to overall have a better experience. So let's begin. As we begin, it's important that we talk about the learning objectives for today's lesson. So upon completion, you should be able to define the 6 assumptions of andragogy, describe the benefits of using this model, discuss opportunities within our current new hire model, and discuss the next steps in getting better. So in a minute, we are going to discuss andragogy and pedagogy in a little bit more detail. Before we do that though, I want to give you a general understanding of what these two learning theories are and what they mean to us. So pedagogy is the original theory. It's the way that many of us learned as children. It's all about setting up the teacher as the expert, and as the expert, the teacher's goal is to impart knowledge upon the learners. This is a very traditional style to teaching and is something that we see in grade school, elementary school, college level classes. The opposite of pedagogy, or the other side of the coin if you will, is andragogy. Andragogy is all about teaching adults. It's the theory of adult learning. So andragogy provides us with a concept to really help us understand what is the benefit of teaching adults in a different way. Many of the theories are based upon empirical data. There's been a lot of research and a lot of discussion on the concept of adult education as far back as the 1930s and the 1950s. So it's not a new concept, but it is a concept that has not gotten as much attention as it probably should have. As we as trainers in a corporate setting dealing with adults on a daily basis, we need to take a different approach. The andragogical approach, I feel, will be the best one for our new hires, as it allows the adult learners to participate actively in their learning. This is something that we do not currently do. We take a very passive approach to learning, simply providing the information, asking questions, following up, and allowing the students to then respond with the same information back. So let's take a look at these concepts in a little bit more detail. So what is pedagogy? Pedagogy is the original thought and theory behind education. The practice of pedagogy has been around for centuries. It is really an approach taken to education in which the teacher imparts knowledge upon the students. The students then take that knowledge, reiterate it on a test, on a written essay, or on some other type of practice activity, and then the teacher reports back whether or not the student has appropriately retained the information by providing a grade. More importantly, it's the way that all of us were taught when we were in school. Most students, even today, are taught in a pedagogical way. The information is provided by the expert, which is the teacher. It's not something that is discussed. It's not something that is questioned. The information is to be accepted as fact. Pedagogy is a great way to impart information when the learner does not have any point of reference. This is one of the reasons why it is such a common practice in early education for children, because the children don't have life experiences to rely upon. The opposite of that is andragogy, and that's where I really want to take some time to talk about some of the concepts, some of the assumptions that go along with that, and really discuss how we can use an andragogical approach to improve our new hire learning. The next assumption is the learner's self-concept. Adult learners need to feel as though they have a choice and are in control of the direction of their learning. Based on experiences in the past, many adults feel as though learning is done in a way that will not allow them to choose their path. This sense of being told what to do can make it difficult. This is why it is important that you develop a clear sense of cooperation between the facilitator and student when designing curriculum. Next is the role of the learner's experiences. Experiences not only impart knowledge, they also shape one's understanding of that knowledge. Adult learners have had many more experiences throughout life and can play a critical role in the success or failure of a learning event. The learner's experience can provide valuable insights and unique perspectives of a given topic. Utilizing this can help improve the effectiveness of a course by allowing the facilitator and learners to learn from the experiences. It is also very important that a facilitator does not dismiss someone's willingness to share insights from his or her experiences. Many adults identified their experiences as not only something they experienced, but as a significant part of who they are as individuals. This is why it is important that you create curriculum that makes it easy for students and facilitators to share experiences. Next is the learner's readiness to learn. In order to effectively learn, learners need to be ready to learn. This means that the facilitator needs to evaluate if the information is being presented in a way that provides it at the time when it is needed. It is very important when developing curriculum that spans over several different weeks or months, and even more so for curriculum that spans longer periods. Special attention needs to be given to the order in which the information is presented to make sure that the learners are getting the information at the right time. Next is the learner's orientation to learning. Adults are oriented to learning new information based on the reason why they need the information. This means that special care needs to be taken when designing curriculum to ensure it is laid out in a way that will allow the learner to easily see how this information can be used. One way to do this is to engage the learners in a discussion, asking how they will use this information at the end of the lesson. Finally, the learner's motivation. While many adult learners can be motivated by external factors, the most effective form of motivation comes from within the learner. It is important that when creating course curriculum, that you develop ways to help motivate the learner both internally and externally. They need to understand the benefit and need to want to complete the course. Now that we've had a chance to talk about andragogy and pedagogy and some of the implications of each of these learning theories, I want you to take a few minutes to think about our current new hire training. Are there items that are taught in a way that contradicts these assumptions? I'm sure you can think of a few. I would like you to take a few minutes, pause the video, and while the video is paused, please go to the following URL on the slide to complete a survey. Once there, I'd like for you to answer 3 questions, to share your thoughts, and then return back to the video. The questions are, based on the 6 assumptions just discussed, what are items in our current new hire training that we are not facilitating in an andragogical way? Which topics would you feel would benefit the most by reframing them in a more andragogical way? And what can we do to infuse more of this theory into our current new hire training? If you need help entering in the URL, please watch the video. If not, go ahead and pause it and come back when you are done. The question you may be asking yourself now is, do we need to change everything? Andragogy, pedagogy, what is the best way to teach our new hires? So this is a topic that we will be discussing over the next several weeks and months and continually evaluating as we progress through the upcoming new hire season. What I want you to think about though is, what is the best way to teach the information that you are teaching today? There is no better way to teach andragogy versus pedagogy. Each one of them have their own set of benefits and their own set of drawbacks. What's important is that you strike the right balance between the two. For example, when teaching someone how to log into our passport system, you will need to take a pedagogical approach because there are no past experiences upon which our learners can pull. We need to teach them the information because it will be the first time they are seeing it. So this will change the way in which we present the information to our students. So keep that in mind. There is no right or wrong. There is only what's best for now. We've talked about a lot of great things today. So I want to take a moment and review our learning objectives from the beginning. Remember, we said by the end of the lesson you should be able to define the 6 assumptions of andragogy, describe the benefits of using this model, discuss opportunities within our current new hire model, and discuss the next steps in getting better. I think we are able to check all of those off of the list. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention today, and remember, if you would like to reach out to me, you can reach me at jaswilliams@lb.com with any additional questions. Thanks again and have a great day. If you'd like to learn more, please review the following books used to write this presentation.